I had a really good birthday weekend for 2021. I took my kayak for a new trip, and it started off at the lake. This is the Birch Creek unit on Lake Somerville State Park. I am in site 42. It's pretty wooded. And there are a couple of lower hanging branches, but they're kind of soft, so I don't think you would have any trouble if you had a bigger rig. But the site is kind of short. I'm backed all the way in with my 24-foot trailer and my 20-foot truck. And there's the edge of the road. But if you turn and look, the lake is right there. It's pretty quiet right now. This will be the maiden voyage of Pinky. She made the trip. So the site has a nice picnic table, and it has a hook for hanging lanterns or whatever you want to hang there. Nice buffer between you and the next site. Coming around the back of the camper, you have your own little trail that goes down to the lake. A little spot there, I guess you could maybe put a tent. Trail's a little grown up. There's the edge of the lake, this little cove basically, and it goes on out into the lake. There is a little bit, the site is tight, so if you have a slide out that goes a little bit further out than mine, you might be right up against the woods on this side. And there were some leafcutter ant mounds. I didn't see any active ants there, but if you had small children or pets, you might want to watch them. And this is looking over to Cedar Elm, which is more the tent use area, day use as far as that goes. There are nice restrooms and showers here, and there are ADA showers. There was deer and all kinds of birds going on. This is the post oak area where I was camped, and it's actually broken into two different loops. And of course, I was in site 42, and it is the answer to life, right? This lake trail was just to the left of my site, so it's between me and the next site over. So you've actually got quite a bit of buffer between you and the next site going toward the left. And this little hill out here was covered with these partridge peas, and there were little honeybees all over the place, so it was, you could just hear a constant buzz. Today is my birthday, and this is the maiden voyage of my kayak, who I affectionately call Pinky. And we are on Lake Somerville. We are staying at Birch Creek State Park, the Birch Creek unit of Lake Somerville State Park. And it's difficult to try and film and paddle at the same time. But this is a nice sense of freedom out here. And again, this is looking back over towards Cedar Elm with the restroom areas. The jetty and the fishing pier are closed right now due to the subsequent floods that they've had. There's actually no floorboards in that fishing pier. But the boat ramps are there, so I think those are still in use. But the lake was real quiet, so there was not a lot of activity. This particular pavilion did not survive the floods, but it was one of the ones that you could rent for day use. I am in the day use area, just around from where the boat ramp is. It's pretty quiet out here. I guess everybody's got the kids back in school. So I've got the sunset there. And just behind this tree is where my campsite is, over in the Post Oak area. Lake is really, really quiet today. And they do have a nice set of restrooms over in this area. And there is a second pavilion that's for rent as well. If you've ever seen the Christmas lasers that people shine on their houses, that's great. But if you take those same lasers and shine them into the woods and on trees and brush, you can make your own firefly display. And it's quite mesmerizing. Had a really nice morning view with the sun coming up in between this little break in the trees here. So it was a nice little spot to have for the morning. And of course I had to bring out the mug because it is the same trailer, but it is a different park. And again, there's the partridge peas. And there were some palmettos in the park, and there are the beauty berries that were in full berry right now. Just real bright and pretty. There were some rope swings out here that people had put, and you could swing out there depending on what the lake level's doing at the time. My brother came out and brought his drone. And after we took these videos, we noticed a little something. After he joins in the picture and it spins around, watch the bottom right corner of the screen and you'll see a gar come up. And compare it to the size of our kayaks, and you can see the size of it. And there it is. So it's a pretty good sized gar, and neither one of us saw it at the time. But again, there were hardly any boats out here. This was a very peaceful weekend. And I'm heading out. Part 2 of the trip went to the Western RV Park in Navasota, right behind the Western Steakhouse and Dance Hall, and camped with some friends out here. Jody Nix was playing that night. And it rained for a little while, but no problems on a concrete parking lot. And they did have full hookups, and it's a pretty new park, so all the electrical and everything is all brand new. The sites are wide. They're not very deep, but they're wide, so you could park your vehicle next to your rig. They do have bright lights, and I learned this the last time I stayed there, so I have room darkening shades on my windows now, or you might want to put some kind of cover if you stay there during the night. And we always toast to good friends, and it was a really good one-day late birthday. And we had a lot of fun with Jody Nix and loved the twin fiddles. And it's another park, so there's the mug. But tonight, crying for you. Yeah, don't matter what you do. It's Campin, baby. Oh, my baby, back again. Oh, yeah. Waylon was escaping the hurricane. And then I came back to the house and had steak night with the family, and my son actually came out, so that was nice. And all in all, it was a fun, full, wonderful weekend. And Nicole made me this wonderful strawberry cake, and I sure appreciated it.